What it do, everybody? You already know what it is. It's your boy Ty G back in the building today. Just want to say prayers for anybody who's watching this. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, and dropping some gems recently, like always. And we're gonna get straight into the topic today for y'all. And this is don't be discouraged. And although I may be saying it and it may sound easy, there are a lot of trials and tribulations that we all go through in life where you feel like it's easy for you to be discouraged. And I just didn't come here to say it just to be motivational. It's something that I had to even focus on myself, on not being discouraged. And here are some many examples. Let's say you have that exam you're trying to pass, you have that job you're trying to get, you sent out an excess amount of resumes, cover letters, you've tried to get a job interview, you applied for an apartment, you applied for a new credit card. There are a lot of things that you might have applied for, but you didn't get it. You've applied for 50 jobs, you've heard back from 0 of them. I've been in that same position. You applied for a new credit card, you didn't get it. You applied for that apartment, you didn't get it. You tried out for a team, you didn't get on the team, you didn't make it. You applied yourself in some facet of life and it didn't rain or didn't give you the outcome that you were looking for. And it's so easy for us to become discouraged with that. And I came here to tell you a message that we need to understand that if everything in life was easy, then there wouldn't be anything in life worth working for. So if you don't get something that you're working for, maybe it's that exam so you can get to that next class, or it's that exam so you can get to a certain program, or maybe it's that job and it has that salary that you're looking for, and it may be for the company that you want. Maybe it's for that apartment and you're moving to on your own and it's giving you the space that you need. There's always something that's worth working for. And just because you don't get it doesn't mean you should be discouraged. And I know it may sound easy and I know it may sound disingenuous where I'm coming from, but I'm coming from a place where we should stop trying to trust in our own understanding and trust on the Lord's. Because when we don't get something, we immediately think it's something wrong with us. Maybe we're just not ready for it and God is trying to tell us that. Maybe you're not ready for it. Maybe I'm not ready for it. And we can't see outside of ourselves. So when we say we don't get it, it's something wrong with us. What we didn't do, and we beat ourselves up over it. Lose sleep over it. Give fear to it. Instead of saying, you know what, God, what are you trying to teach me in that moment? Maybe God isn't discouraging you, but he's preparing you. And this is what I'm saying for so many of us. This is why this topic came up to me, because, I applied for a job and you get that email. We appreciate you. We appreciate your application, your resume. We're just going to go to a different person. We're looking a different way, a different avenue. It looks impressive, but you're just not a part of the vision that we see going forward. Dang, what's wrong with me? What did I do wrong? It's nothing that you did wrong. It's something that God is preparing you for. Maybe you're not ready for that job. Maybe that job isn't meant for you. And you always have it planned out for your understanding and what you have and what you need, but it's not what God has for you. It's not through God's will. And we beat ourselves up for it and we continue to be discouraged. How about this? You apply for a job, you don't get it. You apply for a job, you don't get it. You apply for a job, you don't get it. 3 years down the road, a matter of fact, a year and a half down the road, you apply for a different job, different company, and you get it. The gratitude that you have, the mindset that you have when joining that job, when joining that company, when joining that team is going to be completely different, because you'll be grateful. You'll be that much more grateful. You'll appreciate it. You'll understand the hard work that you had to go through. You'll understand the trials and tribulations that you had to go through to get the job. Because if you got it on that first time, I guarantee you wouldn't care for it in the same way. If you got it on that first try, you would not have the same care and the same appreciation for it. Because you didn't have to fail. Because you didn't have to learn from not your understanding, but God's understanding. And that happens for so many of us. If you get something on the first try, sometimes you don't care for it as much. Matter of fact, you don't care for it as much because the hard work that you had to put in after you lost, after you failed, is not going to be the same because you weren't discouraged. This is what I mean for so many of us. You may fail, fail, fail. And I spoke about it in another video. You have to learn how to fail forward. You may fail, 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 but don't be discouraged. And a great message comes from Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 and 6, which I have here in front of us today, which states, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Lean not on our own understanding, because from our understanding, when we don't get something, it's our fault. When it could just be God hasn't prepared us for it yet. Could be we're rushing, we're overlooking something that we haven't seen, but God has. Verse 6, which states, in all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your path straight. You might be taking a neo type of path, making all these left, right, left, right, left, right. And God's trying to teach you a straight path. He's trying to show you a straight path. And you're not willing to listen. And now you're getting discouraged on the endeavors that you have, not the endeavors that God has led you to have. And now it leads you down a path of depression. It leads you down a path that you feel you're inadequate at certain things. It leads you down a path that you're looking at the past of every mistake that you've made. We're not called to be perfect. We're called to follow the will that he has for us. And for so many of us, we have to understand this. Even myself. The reason how I find out these topics and I think about these topics is because I myself think about these. I myself was going down a path of being discouraged until I understand that I'm being discouraged because I'm trying to follow my own understanding on why I don't have the things that I want. It may not be the things that God has for me. It's what I want. And we all have to understand. And we all have to understand that it's not about what we want. It's about what God has for us, what his will is for us. It's not about my understanding. It's about his. And, oh yeah, it may sound easy. No, I'm not telling you it's easy. I'm telling you, don't be discouraged, because you're discouraged because you didn't get what you wanted and you're only thinking in your way. We're being selfish. We're being prideful. We're not being grateful for the blessings that we have. If it takes you a month to get something that it might take somebody a year to get, you're going to appreciate it less because you didn't have to put the hard work in for it. You ever heard this? And people say it all the time in that what was that famous movie, Thunderstruck, with Kevin Durant? Hard work beats talent when talent fails. You can be talented in any field, but if you're not putting in the hard work for it, it's going to fail. You see it all the time when there's players who have talent. They may be drafted in the MLB, NBA, NFL, NHL, etc. And they have the utmost talent, a high ceiling. But they don't put the hard work in because they were always more talented than everybody else around them. Now you have those dudes who develop their game, develop their jump shot, develop their speed. They worked on their IQ in the game. They worked on their mechanics. And you didn't work on anything. You just thought your talent would get you far and carry you. But their hard work carried them farther. They appreciated the game more. They appreciated the time that it took to develop new skills in the game. They appreciated the time it took to develop a better IQ and better understanding of the game to help their team and help their franchise win more games. In that same way, they looked outside of their own understanding, but looked at the understanding of everybody else around them, the understanding that God has given them. Not our own. And they appreciate the game a lot more than those who are just talented. In the same way, you'll appreciate that job. You'll appreciate that apartment. You'll appreciate that car. You'll appreciate that home. You'll appreciate that program that you got into. You'll appreciate everything else more. Not because you were discouraged. It's because you understood that, okay, I didn't get it this first time. What am I trying to learn? I may have been upset when I didn't have it, but there was a reason why I didn't get it. What was God preparing me for? He wasn't telling me to be discouraged, but he was telling me to look at what? Was my heart posture not correct? Was I focused on that if I had gotten these riches that I would have turned my back on God? That we learned about many kings. We learned about kings in the Old Testament who turned their back on God when walking with God. And then when they became successful, they turned their back on God and started idolizing other things. Is that what God is trying to teach me? Is that what he's trying to teach you? And trust me, you guys, I don't come here to tell you this on a holier than thou or I know more than you. This is a conflict that I had within myself. What am I not prepared for that he's preparing me for? What are you not prepared for that he's preparing you for? Am I going to be discouraged as I'm going through these trials and tribulations? No, because that's going to make me appreciate more of what I have in life as I go further in life, as I get more and receive more blessings from God. It's easy to be discouraged when you're only focusing on what you want. It's easy to be discouraged. Famous example is Michael Jordan didn't make his varsity team, but he made it to the University of North Carolina. Okay, was Michael Jordan discouraged? Absolutely not. And you learn that. Was Tom Brady discouraged when he got drafted 199th? Absolutely not. Okay, this is the opportunity that God gave me. He was telling me maybe I'm not humble enough. Maybe I need to show some humility. Maybe there's something I'm lacking. Okay, I'm going to go back to the drawing board and learn more. And that's how we all should look at it. We all should. That's how we all should understand that. It's not about us getting everything in the first try. It's about us understanding the blessing that God has given us, how we received it, have we been prepared for it? Now we're grateful for it. And not only that, but not to let the opportunity slip through our hands. So don't be discouraged. I'm going to keep saying this to you again. Don't be discouraged. Don't focus on what is only in your understanding. Don't focus on what you only want. Spend some time in understanding, God, what is it? What's in your will? Okay, you told me this year I'm not supposed to have this. Okay. Please, God, lead me into understanding why I'm not ready for it. Because if you give it to me, will I destroy myself? Will I fall into the world? Will I become a different person? And for so many of us, we have to ask ourselves these questions. We have to ask God these questions. We have to sit down in solitude, like a previous video, which I talked about, and really try to understand, if I didn't receive it today, what is God trying to tell me? He's not discouraging me. He's encouraging me and allowing me to understand that I'm not ready for it. But all right, y'all, you already know, always dropping gems. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. I'm about to get up out of here. Tap in. We dropping a video every week. I'm out.